Hi, welcome to Body Logic. What we're going to do today is have a look at low back pain, and we're going to look at sitting in particular because it's sustained positions that cause a lot of back problems, and in the current modern world we do spend a lot of our day sitting. So it's the habitual position that we're in that creates stress and loading on the tissues, on the ligaments, on the muscles, on the discs, on the fascia joints. All those areas around that low back area can take stress. Now, what we want to look at is that in particular there are different ways you can stress muscles, which will need different strategies. And I bring up different strategies of retraining and muscle work because if you go into a Pilates class and you do your Pilates class, building your core strength generally may not, and almost certainly will not, target your specific weakness. And if you really want to get the best, fastest results, you want to target your specific problem, not the general package, because we want to really hit and retrain the muscles that are being stressed, take a load off the tissues that are creating your pain as priority one. Then we can look at the whole package of your core strength. So if I use sitting, so if I just turn around sideways, so just to show you an example of what can happen, and it's the sitting for a long period of time. Obviously here is a relatively good sitting position. We will naturally fall into one of two, depending on how we've moved and our habits of other patterns and things we do in our life. So one way we could go is into a flex back position. So we could slump down and sit at our desk like that. And quite a lot of people will do that, but particularly people who play maybe a lot of sport, tighter glutes, tighter hamstrings, pulling the pelvis underneath, and we'll put more stress into the back. So we'll be sitting here during the day. And that increased pressure on the back here stretches those muscles, weakens them. The glutes and hamstrings are tightening and shortening. So we need to address those areas, and we need to address the muscles that can help pull us back up into a better position. Target one. Equally, conversely, and this would really happen more with females, on the whole, not exclusively, but on the whole, you could go the other way and will be very upright and arched in your low back. So you've got a real curve through here. You're using your hip flexors a lot to hold yourself, and your big paraspinal muscles, they're shortened up, and it's pushing your spine into a compression into that low back area, which will create your problem and your pain when you're moving. So it's a complete opposite direction and therefore needs different muscles. Here, the glutes and the hamstrings will tend to be longer and inefficient. The abdominals won't be working as effectively. You've got to change your strategy. And that's the key, is to understand what's the strategy that needs to be addressed for you to get you the best results before you start going off and building your strength. Because if you don't get the patterns right, you're just building on that pattern further with your training and making the problem potentially worse long term. So have a sit down, have a think. Do you tend to be more arched? Place your hand in there. Is there a big curve and are the muscles working really hard? Or are you quite flexed and curved through there? And again, you should be able to feel that with your hand. And it might help identify what you need to do for your low back. But I would definitely advise you, get the right retraining strategy in place first. That's priority one.